Hi, Barb here with Barbalicious. We're going to do for supper tonight, I'm going to do skewered chicken and vegetables with honey garlic sauce, roasted vegetables, and I've got a salad. I've got leftover potatoes from last night, but I think I might do a little bit of rice too, I'm not sure. So first what we need to do is I got my skewers. I got them in a pan here. I'm just going to put some water and let them soak, because I'm going to barbecue them. So soak them for a little bit, so I'll just that there, and I'll just put it aside, out of the way, like so. And then I'm gonna put my chicken in here and have it marinate for a little while. So, and like I said, I have a white cutting board that I designate to chicken only, and that's how I just cut chicken on there only. So I want these in kind of bigger cubes because they're going to be going on the skewers. So I just want them in big chunks like that. So you just kind of figure out how big you want your chunks to be. And that's like what I want there. So you kind of make them so they're all about the same size, because then they'll cook better that way. So I just what I'm doing is I'm taking the little bit of the tenderloin off the chicken breast back here. And I'll just cut it in half and cut it like that. And these chicken breasts I'll cut in half. And then just cut them into threes. Like so. Like so. I'll grab my last chicken breast here and I'll be a little bit more better with the things. So here's your chicken breast. And when you unfold it here, like so, that's the tenderloin right here. So you just cut it off, and there you go. I'm gonna cut it in half, and there we go. Cut this in half. Put some chunks in there like that, and there. So then I get rid of this, and I still have one clean hand. This hand here is chickened all over it, so I'm gonna try not to touch my containers here when I'm gonna season. So I got poultry season here. So you're gonna put about a tablespoon or so into it. So I'm just eyeballing it because I can do it, but if you wanna measure it out, you can. I'm gonna put a little bit of smoked paprika in there. And like I said yesterday, a little goes a long way with this because it's a very strong smoky flavor to it. So I don't want it to like overpower, but I just want it to be back there where, there's something smoky about it. And then we're gonna put garlic powder in there. Same thing, about a tablespoon. And we're gonna put some pepper in it. And then I'm just gonna mix it up with my hands to make sure each piece gets a little something something. And then I'm just gonna toss it aside and let it sit for a bit to get all marinated and flavored up and stuff. But I'm also gonna do like a honey garlic sauce. So then when the skewers are just about cooked, then instead of putting barbecue sauce on it, I'll just put honey garlic on it, so then they'll have honey garlic chicken. So there's my chicken. I'm just gonna put it aside. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll get back and finish this off. Hi, I'm back now. These are the vegetables that I'm gonna put on the skewers. So I'm just gonna put a little olive oil in the bottom. A couple tablespoons. I just cover the bottom of the bowl. I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of rosemary, depending on how much you like it. I like it, so I could use a little bit more, but Randy don't like it, so I don't use a lot. About a teaspoon of garlic powder, salt, and about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of pepper. So that's the seasoning that I'm going to use to drench my vegetables with. So I'm just gonna start, I've got some mushrooms here. I'm just gonna keep them whole, like this. Put them in the bowl. And then we'll put them on the skewer. I've got some cherry tomatoes here. Doing the exact same thing, just keep them whole. Because you can just skewer them on there. Cook them with the chicken. So what the skewer is going to look like, it's going to have like a piece of chicken on there, and then it'll have a mushroom, a tomato, an onion, and a pepper. So they'll be just little small little kebab-y things. So I've got a gigantic onion here that is not from my Uncle Ron's garden. This is from the store that I bought. So you can use a red onion, probably would have been a little bit more fancier, but I'm just using what I have on hand, and I have this onion here on hand, so this is what I'm using. So I'm just gonna cut off the little bit right there, the brown skinny part. And then I'm just gonna chunk it up like this in half, because you're just gonna put on like chunks like that onto the skewer. So I'll just throw that in there, like so. And I got my peppers here. And here you just cut, 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 like that. And then I'm just gonna cut them in triangle pieces, just like that. So I'll just take this part off and cut it in a triangle piece like that, and that'll go on the skewer. Same thing here, you just cut the little vein or whatever those things are called. And you go. And you go into the pot. And I'll do the same thing with this. And I'm only gonna do a couple peppers because their skewers aren't gonna be, their kebabs or whatever, they're not gonna be very big, so I don't want, because there's only gonna be like 1 or 2 peppers on per. So, just again, cut that off. Cut that in half like so. You can see with all the mushrooms and the onion and the pieces of chicken, like that'll be enough for the skewer. So I'm just gonna mess this up and get it all on the vegetables. And I'm just gonna set this aside too and marinate it up, and I'm just gonna wash my hands and I'll get back with doing some more. Okay, next I'm gonna do a quick little salad here to go with supper tonight. So I've got the pre-mixed spring mix, which I use. You can use whatever you want. I just like this because it's easy. So I just put a handful of that in the bowl, like so. And then I add all the vegetables that I want to it. So I'm gonna do some carrot. Here I'm just gonna peel me carrot. That part, cut off that part, and then I'm just gonna grind it in there, or whatever, however you want to do it. If you want to slice, I just do it this way because it's easy, fast, works good. So, that's my carrot in there. I'm going to add some Brussels sprouts to the salad. So I just cut, and I kind of peel back any loose pieces of cabbage leaves or Brussels sprout leaves, whatever's on there. So I just peel those back. So, go, and I'll cut it in half. Lay it on its side like so. Get rid of any of the yucky brown pieces here, because I don't want that in your salad. And then I just chop it finely, like so. This, like that. And you have Brussels sprouts you put in that kale salad that you can get and stuff. I don't know. I don't mind Brussels sprouts, so To me, it's yummy. You don't have to do it. Usually when I do salads like this, it's clean out the fridge, whatever I have leftovers, just to get rid of it because it's stuff's going bad. So, put some of those in. So that's that. Throw that in there. I'm going to put a couple, finish off these mushrooms here. Half like that, and then just chop them up. Just chop them up like so. And a little like that. Throw that in there. And then if you want to add peppers to it, you can. I'm going to. So again, I just cut off this little tip there, and then cut. Line them all up, chop, 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 chop. And then you can put cheese in here if you want. I put cheese in there sometimes. And that's kind of my salad. That's where I leave it. Just like that. So that's my easy pleasy salad. Done with that. I'll just leave it there for a second. And I've got still this bit of cucumber here left from a couple nights ago, so I want to use it up before it goes bad too. So I'm going to make more of that cucumber and tomato salad because I like that salad, and it's good for a couple days because the more it sits, the better it gets. And you can add to it too, if you're doing the tomato and cucumber salad like what I am right now, you can add Bailey's. Woo! You can add what do you call it? Those little pieces of Parmesan cheese to it, or you can add basil. That's what I'm trying to get out, basil, because that's really good in here too. So, but whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to pick through and put some tomatoes in here, like so. And like I said, the salad will be good for a couple days. So I just mix her up and I just eat it throughout the day, munching on it. So that's good. I like it. It's one of my favorites. So just gonna leave it like that for right now. Put some pepper on it. Of course, my bowl is a little too small. There's the pepper. And some salt. Get out a spoonage. Mix it up. And then you let it sit on the counter for a bit and get all juicy-loosey. So I'm just going to clean up my mess here and then I'll come back to you and show you how to make the honey garlic sauce. Okay, I'm back and I'm going to do my honey garlic sauce. So what you start out with is about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. If you do a little bit more, that's fine. Do a little bit less, that's fine too. So 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's what thickens it up. So do that. And then I add 3/4 of a cup of water. So that in the pot. And then it is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I eyeball it, you can measure. So 2 tablespoons of that. I add a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of honey. So add that to it, and that sweetens it up. Gets it all yummy delicious. And then you add 1 tablespoon of garlic, fresh garlic. So I just get this stuff here. There we go. I'm gonna turn on my stove, mix her up, and you stir it until it gets good and thick. So it'll take a few minutes. I just mix it all up right now. And it'll get all thick here once it gets heated up. So once it gets thick, I will come back and show you what it looks like. Hi, I'm back now. I had this on the stove. I had it on about 8 for temp, and I just stir it constantly so it doesn't burn. And you can see how thick it now is. Yummy. Delicious. So I got this all cooked and set aside, and I'll just keep it aside here. And then when it's time to put it on the chicken, then it'll be all ready to go. Instead of using barbecue sauce, it'll be honey garlic sauce. So there's my homemade honey garlic sauce. So we'll see you later when I start cooking it all up. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to skewer up some of these kebab things now. So I'm just going to grab a piece of chicken, put it on there, piece of pepper, like so, another piece of chicken, some onion, like that. Let's try a mushroom. That. I don't want it too close together because then it doesn't cook properly. So I want it kind of spaced out a little bit. So kind of like that, I guess. Maybe we'll put another piece of meat at the end. Let's see. I can space this out a little bit better. There. So that would be like 1 right there. Just something short and sweet. So I'm just gonna finish doing up all these, and then show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, here's all my chicken on the kebabs. There's my sauce, my barbecue. So I'm just gonna put these kebab things onto the barbecue, like so. Put them on there. Cook them up. So it should only take a few minutes, 10, maybe 15 minutes to cook this. So, got them all on there. I'm just going to take my plate inside and shut the lid and come back to you. Okay, so we've been cooking for a few minutes now. I'm going to flip them over, and like I've said before, if your meat isn't flipping very easily, leave it, because it's telling you do not touch me. If this is flipping over, oh, fell right off the spear. This is flipping over good because it's good and ready to be flipped. So, oh, I'm losing my meat. Now flip these over. Flip them over. Flip over. So I'm just going to flip these over and I'll get back to you. So I flipped all the meat over. Now I'm just going to add the honey garlic sauce to it. I'm really just going to try and put it on the meat only, but if you get it on the vegetables, that's fine too, whatever. So I'm just going to put some on here. Get it on the meat. It looks good. Like so. That's really yummy. So I got it on all the pieces of meat. And now I'm just going to close the lid and let it cook for a little bit longer. Okay, back to check on my meat. It's looking really good. I'm going to flip it once more. Put some more sauce on it and it's cooked. All this is all cooked. Good and delicious. So I'm just going to flip this over, put some sauce on, and pull them off, and then bring it inside and plate it up.